Hey guys, it's Joe from Mattress Clarity. Today I'm going to be comparing the Puffy and Leesa mattress. I'm going to be telling you what the similarities are between these two mattresses, what the differences are, pros and cons of each, and telling you which type of sleeper should get one over the other, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Let's start out this review by talking about what's similar between the Leesa and Puffy mattress. Both very popular mattresses. They come with great customer service. They're both all foam mattresses. They both have memory foam incorporated in them. They have a pretty similar base layer. In my opinion is that the firmness is pretty similar as well. And when you incorporate discounts and things of that nature, they actually come to a pretty similar price range as well. Now let's talk about what's different between the Leesa and Puffy mattress. Number one, materials. So the Puffy has two layers, has a 4-inch gel memory foam top layer, then a base layer. Leesa has a sort of latex-like top layer, then a memory foam layer, then a base layer. So you have 2 layers versus 3. The overall comfort layer is 4 inches on the Puffy versus 3 inches on the Leesa. And you can have some feel differences as well. Even though I think the firmness is about the same, just having 4 inches of memory foam with the Puffy means you can have more of that quick sandy sinking in feel versus more of a balanced feel overall from the Leesa, given that the memory foam's in the second layer and you can move around a little bit more easily. Now let's break down the construction of both mattresses and see what the differences are. Starting with the Puffy, we have a pretty simple no frills construction. We have 4 inches of a very soft gel memory foam, then a base layer. Given that this is a very soft material, you're really going to sink into the mattress. That memory foam has that really quicksand feel, very slow moving, so that's the type of feel that you're going to get there. And just being 2 layers, I think if you're heavier, you may press through that top layer and feel a little bit of firmness from the layer underneath that. If you're lighter, you may not, so the feel may be a little bit different depending on your weight. Moving on to the Leesa now. Have a base layer, a memory foam layer, and then a proprietary layer that's kind of latex-like. It's pretty soft, has good pressure relief as well. So the main differences here, 2 layers versus 3. Having memory foam on top is more you're going to sink into the Puffy versus you're going to sleep more on top of the Leesa. Even though I think the firmness is about the same, the feel is going to be a little bit different. Just going to have more of a balanced foam feel overall, where you're going to have some memory foam-like qualities, just given that it does actually have memory foam in it, but it's in the second layer. But you have a more kind of latex-like layer on top, so it's going to be a little bit easier to move around, and you're going to sleep more on top of the Leesa versus sinking more into the Puffy. As far as things like breathability is concerned, I'd probably give Leesa a little bit of an advantage. As far as durability is concerned, I would maybe give Leesa a little bit of advantage, but I think it's pretty close. Now let's talk about differences in firmness and feel. I actually put the firmness of both mattresses at about the same level, 6.5 out of 10, with 10 being the firmest. I would throw out a little caveat there. So the Puffy is 2 layers that has a very soft top layer and then a very firm layer underneath that. I think if you're heavier, you're going to think this mattress is a little bit firmer, so you're going to press through that top soft layer, hit the firm layer underneath that. If you're lighter weight, you're going to think it's a little bit softer because you're not going to press through and hit that firm layer underneath that. The Leesa is more of a tighter range. It has more layers. Just for whatever reason, I think if you're heavier, you may still agree that it's about a 6.5 out of 10, and a lighter weight person may also agree. So that's just something to note. As far as feel is concerned, it's really just kind of a balanced foam feel from the Leesa versus a real, just true memory foam feel from the Puffy. You're really going to sink into the Puffy. It's going to be that slow moving feel. If you drop a lacrosse ball, you'll see that there's really no bounce whatsoever. So it's just going to kind of melt away that pressure and just really give you that memory foam feel. Leesa does have memory foam in it, but it's more of kind of just a balanced feel overall. You get good pressure relief, but it's going to be a little bit easier to move around. It's going to have some bounce. If you drop a lacrosse ball, you see that there is some bounce. So it's more of a balanced foam feel overall. Now I'm going to talk through how I feel in different sleeping positions on both mattresses. Starting on my back, on the Puffy, I feel like it's a pretty good match. So the memory foam conforms well to the curves of my body, really kind of reaches up into that lumbar area. It's a little bit soft, in my opinion, for back sleeping, but it's still a pretty good match for me. On the Leesa, I feel it's a pretty good match for me. I'd say I'd probably prefer the Leesa. I feel like it's just a tad bit more supportive overall. Switching onto my side now, I think the Puffy really shines here. It just kind of melts away that pressure. I would just kind of caution you, if you're a heavier sleeper, you may press through the very soft top layer and hit the firm layer underneath there. Leesa also has very good pressure relief. I would maybe give the slight advantage to Puffy, but it's about a tie there as well. On my stomach, I would say the Puffy is going to be a little bit too soft. There's probably too much memory foam. You don't need that much memory foam, and you want something a little bit firmer when you're on your stomach. On Leesa, I feel like it's a touch too soft. It's still a pretty good match for me. Of the two, I'd probably prefer Leesa for stomach sleeping. So at Mattress Clarity, we like to mix our subjective opinions with objective tests. One objective test we really like is a pressure map test. It shows you exactly how well each mattress relieves pressure. So I get down on a pressure map, you'll see anywhere from blue to no pressure all the way up to red to high pressure. What's really important is the side sleeping results. So if you throw up the results here, you'll see that it's about the exact same. Both actually relieve pressure quite well. These can be a very good option if you sleep on your side.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe's 5'9", 160. I'm 6'7", 230. I'm a heavier person. I want to talk about my experience with these two mattresses. So today we have the Leesa mattress and the Puffy mattress here. In terms of firmness, I said the Leesa was a 6.5 out of 10. The Puffy here was a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. Now, I think the reason for that experience is, again, my weight. I'm pressing these mattresses more than Joe might, so my experience might be a little bit different. However, he and I thought the mattress was the same firmness in terms of the Leesa. The Puffy, though, I definitely felt it was firmer. I'm pressing further into the mattress, I'm kind of engaged in the support layers beneath. So in terms of sleeping position, starting over in the Leesa on my back, very nice support. My hips sink at just the right amount, not too far. The kind of foam is pressing my lumbar area. I feel really good overall support. On my side, it's actually really soft. I feel some really good pressure relief in my shoulders and my hips, even for my size. On my stomach, it's a little bit too soft. I'm kind of bowing at the hips there, getting out of alignment. Over in the Puffy here on my back, decent support. My hips sinking just a little bit, not too far, but I'm not quite as supported as I feel over on the Leesa. On my side, again, I'm pressing too far into the mattress, feeling some firmness in my shoulders and my hips. On my stomach, it's not supportive enough as well. So what does that mean? I think if you're a heavier side or back sleeper, I lean towards the Leesa. If you're a heavier stomach sleeper, I think both mattresses might not be supportive enough for you.
If you sleep with a partner, there's two additional things you're going to want to consider when looking at a mattress. Something we call motion transfer and edge support. Motion transfer is basically if your partner is moving around on that side of the bed, is that motion can be isolated or transfer over to you and possibly wake you up at night. Edge support is basically, can you sit at the edge of the bed, can you sleep towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're going to fall off. So as far as motion transfer is concerned, I would probably give Puffy the advantage. It just has 4 inches of memory foam, which does an excellent job at isolating motion. As far as edge support is concerned, I'd probably give the advantage to Leesa. Seems to just do a little bit better of a job at preventing that kind of rolling off the bed feeling. All right, the moment you've been waiting for, who should get one over the other? And given that the firmness is about the same, it's a little bit harder to say one is definitely better for one type of sleeping position over the other. But as far as who should get the Leesa, I think if you're a heavier sleeper, it's a little bit more supportive, and just given that it has 3 layers, it's in that kind of tighter range, so it's gonna not be too firm. You're not gonna kind of bottom out the way you would potentially with the Puffy. I think it's a little bit more appropriate for stomach and back sleeping personally. And if you want more of a balanced foam feel where you get good pressure relief, but it's a little bit easier to move around, you get some bounce, then potentially the Leesa is the way to go. As far as who should get the Puffy, I think it's a little bit better for side sleeping. You saw the pressure map results, it looked about the same. But I think if you're a light or medium weight sleeper and you sleep on your side, you may find that the Puffy relieves pressure a little bit better. If you really have had success with memory foam before, you're like sinking into your mattress, that's really more of the feel that you get with the Puffy. And potentially in that case, it might be the way to go. All right, that's basically it. Hopefully I've given you a good overview of the similarities and differences between these two mattresses. I think they do have a pretty similar firmness, but the feel differences are pretty clear, I think. If for some reason that's not the case, definitely just leave a comment below. Tell me a little bit of information about yourself, and I can give you a personal recommendation and get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And if you're just getting started on your mattress buying journey, definitely check out mattressclarity.com. If you want to see a list of our full top picks, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Mattress. Once again, let me know if you have any questions.